let me welcome everybody to the show, and we will look forward to have a good participation in this subject matter, which is quite popular among all of us. So the topic is about illegal immigration. So I would start with my own comments is that illegal immigration is needed in this country for sure, but the control of people coming in and how you're going to issue either permits or according to some qualifications or some numbering system, there has to be some regulation or control on that, because this is the present system is really broken. So it's whichever government comes, they always end up not doing anything. So without blaming any government, so you can see now what's happening. It's like a lining up. It's amazing. On the other side of the river, they're lined up, and on this side of the river, a U.S. immigration guy is standing there waiting for them to come. So it's amazing. So I think we welcome everybody to have their start. Let's start with our own inputs into this.
He is a professional businessman and a politician also. I can say now he will introduce himself. Is better. Can you please, Arun?
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Gary Singh, for organizing this, and it's a pleasure and privilege to meet such distinguished panelists this afternoon. Guys, so I've been in this country. As an immigrant, I'm just like those guys crossing the border, and like some of you, I don't know, you seem to be a lot more legitimate than I am. Came with $3. The Indian government had a limit of $5. And as an immigrant, I came with a tourist visa and went through the challenges. So we're talking this afternoon about the border crisis and how it's affecting all of us, or will, some way or the other. It's kind of sad, but you got to put yourself in their position. They're looking for a better opportunity, a better life, just like everyone does. The basic principle of commerce is wants are unsatiable. As soon as one is get, you move to the other one. Trump was here before. The Republicans were hardcore in maintaining the border, but they got carried away. They divided with racial border lines that the Democrats, when Biden ran for election, he kind of indicated that anybody and everybody can come. So the word spread all over to all the Latin American countries, from Honduras, from El Salvador, Guatemala, like Baljit said a little while ago, they're standing in line to get over here.
So anyway, I gave my opinion when I see that, just like Trump was saying last time. Remember, he was talking about immigration. He wanted to copy like Canada is doing, based on a qualification point system or something. We should screen the immigrants coming here. But I think we are also signatory to the international refugee. There is some law with the UN where the countries sign up and they allow any refugee coming to your border, they allow them the chance to present their case. So the country is, there's no choice for the country to just say we do not accept them, because that's the law we have ourselves. So we have to give them the hearing. So, but now when they come in, to let them go into the country, freely, that is very wrong. And then also, I'm not in favor of, for example, in California, they get more benefits than people who are working regularly, and they go to the hospital, they get big bills. But the people who are not legally here, they get, services, they have no cost. So our taxpayers are paying for that. So I believe that this requires a participation from the citizens to call their representative and ask them, how are you deciding who you're going to pay the benefits?
I have a question here. First of all, go one by one. Then, what about unaccompanied minors? Have Biden administration policies caused this increase? Can you go one by one, Vinod?
I have a question. I have a solution.
Okay.
If if every country of the world becomes United States, like United States, which is hypothetically, the illegal migration will stop. The question is now, if you see the global situation, in the globe, $2 trillion is spent on the defense arms. Are we going to break that $2 trillion and develop every country of the world? Basic needs as in the Western countries. Therefore, if we cannot do, the illegal immigration and legal immigration will come. Why the people go from rural to urban? Why the people go from better, lesser developed place to better developed place? Whether within the country or whether globally. So this is a fundamental question which the politicians have been not able to solve it.
Go to Josando, please.
Biden administration trying to legalize educated people, professional people, they say, especially from India. Besides that, those people coming now crossing the borders, they're taking a risk. But so if they cross the border, the situation is down, they can be brought out. I have personally done it for our Guru Kar. There were some people stuck in Texas. We brought 93 people, without any bail, without any money.
Yeah, you help them. Let me go to Baljeet now. Baljeet
Yeah.
Kaur. Go ahead.
I'm going to take back to your question, if Biden's policy impacted this.
Yeah.
I will say that it's not his policy that impacted, but I think the reputation before was when Trump was there, everybody in the world knew that he is, the way the propaganda was going, that he is against it. So people got discouraged to come. And people who were already there, yes, there were big problems, but more people who were planning to go, even like the agents in India and other places, they start telling people that America is not welcoming people. So it's very difficult now. So they were not sending people. But when Biden came, then people got like easy, oh, this is the time before they get really into disciplined or any framework they will do. So they wanted to cross the border as soon as possible. So more people flooded to the borders of America. So I think that is the impact that we are seeing right now.
So what about tomorrow election going on? You will give him vote for this? You don't care.
For what?
I know you
Say
are
that-
democratic. You will give that vote for this? Okay, people should come freely like that. Anybody can come.
I would like to, but there need to be a lot of reforms. It doesn't matter. I'm independent, so I don't belong to any party. But at the same time, I feel there is a lot of need for the reforms in there, because there should be a system of the need of the country. So what is our need as Americans? If we need labor, we need engineers, we need IT people, we need doctors, we all list there. So then people should apply and they should be taken out of the that group, what we need. So
Okay.
I feel like there need to be reforms, and every time, doesn't matter which government, and it will be good for America if we will have a system going on.
Ishwara Singh.
Good afternoon, everyone. But I would like to go back to the point which Vinodji started, and Amritji also somehow echoed it. This migration in human history is the most tragic phenomena. It has some happy endings also. But if you imagine why people leave their homes, even when the birds leave their habitat, that is a very sad phenomenon. And if you understand, if you are an ornithologist and you study their science, that how the animals and the birds migrate and how they migrate and what they might be thinking and what happens to them. It's a very tragic sort of thing. So I would say that yes, by all means, the people, all the countries should safeguard their borders, and to maintain, the rule of law, they have to devise ways and means, but they should be done in a very compassionate way, because it is not just a labor for the farmer we need here, or a laborer for the industry, as we know. There is a whole phenomenon behind the green card. There are so many things. ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਦੇਸ਼ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ, we all know the pain very much.
Okay, Harbhajan Samra. Harbhajan.
Let people come. We need them.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
that's good.
It's a matter of supply and demand. Government here, politicians, they know very well why they let them in.
Mhm.
If they want to stop, they can stop it.
Yeah.
On the other hand, biggest legal issue is that when people come on the border and then they want to take political refugee, so they have no choice left. Either they become bad in the eyes of the rest of the world, or they have to let them in. But now they have to figure out how to deal with it. But they are very smart politicians over here, basically, because they know we need people. But the only problem with people is that why don't they get that legal way open to the people? Like we have applied for our families and all that. Instead of taking 15 years, they can take 2 years, 3 years. So they can pack. And then there should be preference to the families coming, young people and old people and young, kids. So they can prefer something over there, what kind of people they want. And they can expedite those things. On the other hand, guest worker visas. Guest worker visas are almost not working much, but they are good program. But the conditions are so much that employers cannot afford it. But over here, they let them come in. They are taking them from the border. They are good for the economy. Everybody, all the employers need people, and that's the only source. Whoever gets green card over here, now very quick they go to benefits. They don't go to work. So they have done a very good program here. If you go to all the check cashing stores and stuff, you see they will say check cashing, no ID required. What is that for? It's for those people, those who are not legal, and they are working. The checks are coming from the employers. Employers are hiring them. They don't go after them, and they just tell you, could you guys get the employer is not allowed to check their originality of the documents. So that's how they go. They know it. The day they stop it, I think all the employers, they will be looking for legal immigrants to work for them. And all of them are mostly already employers. There are very few left. So that's why they are letting them in. So until they need people, then there will be no solution. We can talk as much as we can talk about the border.
Okay.
We are only talking about that our families can come on the legal basis. But that is to cross the border is the quickest way. I come that way too. So I will say, okay, whoever have guts, just come in and we will grow together.
Beautiful. You can do better
We
job.
get good and bad people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arun,
No, I have a question. If
no,
illegal-
just a minute, Vinodji, just a second. Arunji, I know you are a good businessman. You understand whatever people demand and supply very well. You have a good business, as I know. Secondly, you are also very highly involved in politics. I know that. My question is there right now, what I was reading couple days, especially that illegal children or 19 below 19, 18, whatever, from Guatemala or other countries, they're asking $10,000 pay each person with the family, $35,000 each, like their family. A lot of people paid for that. A lot of interview came. Uh, it happened. That's a fine. Whatever children come, that will be burden of the government. Some people like Bajinder, I talk other who will pay for that next 5 years, 10 years, 10 years old child. So what you do tomorrow? You become a mayor or maybe senator. Do you think you will continue like this?
That's a great question, Gary G. Uh, let's start with the children first. Children are innocent. We are all parents, grandparents. We brought them and kids into the world, and emotionally, mentally, you don't want them to be disturbed. You want to try to give. It's a compassion, understanding, human, and the immigration secretary Mayorkas said, we are not that people who want to put children away. You want to welcome them without their parents. You got to, just like the Department of Social Services does over here, no matter whose children we are. The issue is not these guys coming. Somebody brought up, it's economy, it's a labor to better themselves. You can't blame them. So we got to work like Trump did. I may not agree with everything Trump did, but with the Mexican president, hey, control those guys. He threw a carrot at the president to say, hey, keep those guys over there. And I think that's what we need to do. We need to have control. We got to have management. We have got to, vote for good leaders who know what they're doing, have some business background, sign on the front of the check rather than on the back of the check, so they know what they're doing. And so we can have a better immigration system, and it leads to other issues too.
Okay. Better immigration
Gary
system.
Ji?
Okay. Vinodji, now you have go ahead.
So I have a question, like, we are talking illegal immigration for the last 50, 60 years. The immigration is not, the illegal immigration is not on the agenda of these political parties in USA. The immigration does not affect the voting pattern in USA. It may affect 0.1% voting. So it is not a big agenda. So this is going on for 60, 70 years, and it will continue. So question is, legal immigration, okay.
Fine, thank you. Joe Santoji.
Legalization is always there. They allow certain people to come across. In summertime, they send a lot of people to California to help farmers as laborers. After 3 months they go back and come back the following year again. This is what they go back and forth every year. They are allowed in this country that they can make their living, and the farmers can get some help. Farmers need badly, those workers to work in their field for the crops. Otherwise,
Harpajan, your statement. Farmer need that. Border illegal.
Farmer need it. They can get it by applying with the U.S. custom, and they allowed certain number of people to come along, but they have to send them back. Following years, they can come back again.
They will not go back.
Oh, no, but
Yeah, they were pretty lenient.
Some do. Those who make
nobody
enough
go
money,
back. They will be next 10 million people
they
again
can come
after
back
10
to
years.
following
No.
year.
There are
Harpajan,
certain companies,
you
they
are a
bring
farmer.
it.
You tell me. Harpajan, you are a farmer. Tell me, please. You need that.
There are some companies by the border, they bring it on the contract and they have the responsibility to take them back. But
Okay.
how many of them go back, and what is the solution when they don't go back? I don't know about that. But still, they are not enough. So we need more people.
Baljinder Sidhu, please.
Anji,
One by
Anji.
one.
Hey, yaar,
One thing I think I can hear from most of you is that we do need people. That is for sure. We need people in agriculture, in industry, in retail, everywhere. We need it. But just look at it. They cross the border. They do not control the people wherever they go, what jobs they take. And on the other hand, they allow them to come in. But when they find a job, you see last couple of years ago, ICE was raiding the businesses to find out if there are illegal people working. when you don't have people working, when people employ those people who are available, and the immigration ICE people will go and raid those businesses. So government is playing on both sides of their mouth. You know, one, they allow that many illegal people in and let them go into the country. And when they find a job, then ICE will go and raid them. So the politician is playing a dirty game.
Dirty.
So we need immigrants. We need them to regulate them. We then slot them that, okay, these are agriculture workers. They get visa for 6 months. They should have no fear of coming back if they want to do their work. So we should set up a system where, you know, that the people are, when they're free, when they have holidays, they can go back to Mexico and come back. So that way, and then plus they have their IDs, so police can control them. In fact, in like with COVID, one benefit of COVID is that they can track your cell phone. So just let immigration install the program on your cell phone, and they should be able to contact you, control where you're doing, what you're doing. So there has to be a lot of regulation and work involved in this one. And a country needs immigrants, that's for sure. It's a country of immigrants. So
Amrik Sidhu, you have a lot of experience from England, other countries. Please, a little bit do better now. Don't go to Badal Group or something. Yeah, please. Let me work out here. Here. How we should do it, please.
Now, I think, like everybody said, I respect your views. We need to be compassionate, and we all agree that we do need immigrants. We are not going to get very highly educated immigrants coming through the southern border. We're only going to get the labor. So we need them too. And if we need people, qualified people, they're going to mostly come from India. And that's okay too. What we need to do is, like Harbhajan Singh ji said, that Singapore has it. Singapore has an immigration policy. There are a few agencies that are given the permission to bring in immigrants from Malaysia, Indonesia, and all those areas. You want 5 people, you call the agency, they send you 5 people. You pay the agency pays the worker. You want to fire the worker, you tell the agency, they take them back. Agency is responsible for bringing them in and sending them back. And it's a very, very well organized system, and it works. So why doesn't the US take that model and apply it here? They can. Politicians don't. I have no idea why. But the system is there. It works. And I think they should copy it and use it. And we should be compassionate, yes.
Right. Okay, let me say that few words also. This is my duty. I'm not against that immigrants, anybody come in Canada or here, BR came also. Like Amrik Sidhu, you know, he have a lot of knowledge, but sometimes they implement like this. Okay, I'm very happy he did it. Singapore, very good example. Very good example. Even 20 years, no, 30 years ago, I'm talking about 75, something near about. Mexican people, I have few friends working for them. I have restaurant business too one time, and we have people working there. They tell that we bring through the agencies 10,000, 20,000 people, and they come here, and definitely 3 year, 2 year after they go back, 6 months, 1 year, they come back again. That was system they are going on. There's not a burden on the government. Right now, like this, when we bring that 17, 16 years old person, this is a business now. What do you call that? Smugglers. There's a big business. It was going on. And they are doing it, bring a person here, 16, then who will pay for him or her? Medical, hospitals, other thing, education, security, that we need it, fine. Why we don't to implement something out of that? The legal way people can come. Let me go to Baljiji, please.
Practical examples. I'm going to
Please,
give
go
you
ahead,
2
go ahead.
practical examples.
I
Okay?
know, Baljiji.
So I work as an interpreter sometimes. So I got chance to meet 3 immigrants, not immigrants, illegal immigrants, I should say, from India came, and they were in jail in Victorville. So they were in regular jail, and I was there with the lawyer to move them to the other part of the jail where they were, because it was an immigration violation, not a crime. So I was there with them. So what I got from that is that 3 young boys from Punjab, 17 and 18 years old, and their families sold all the piece of land that they had, and they paid 35 lakhs, round about 35 lakhs, to the agents to come illegally to this country. And also when they came, and 2 weeks back, I was actually flying over Mexico. I got a chance to go to Mexico, and I was looking down and thinking about those kids who have passed through those rocks, water, and it's thousands of miles before the border, that it's a very difficult area where they pass through. So it has to be a desperation that they are coming. It's not easy. And I was thinking that these young boys haven't even lived their life yet. And they have all the responsibility to pay back their parents back in India, who had sold everything that they had and kind of invested on them, and they have to pay them back. So now they're in jail, and they will go through the process, and the lawyers will take and all that. God knows how long it will take them to become legalized, and maybe they will go back. Maybe they will deport them. So it's a very difficult situation for people, and it's as you said, it's a mafia. It's a really illegal business. So where we are right now.
Baljiji, we have a lot of homeless here
Yes.
too. I understand that. We should think about that, our budget.
Yeah.
We have to look our country.
Yeah.
We have to run our country.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Pashara Singh ji, God bless you. Pashara Singh ji.
Thank you. I think we are mixing
Yeah.
two things together, legal immigration and illegal immigration. I think so far as the legal immigration is concerned, any government, whichever will be the government, would have the wisdom, and they have the ways and means of judging supply and demand, and they do
Very
their
good.
job
Mhm.
best. They can do it. We cannot really give them any suggestion. I think they are more expert in that.
We are
So
illegal.
far as the illegal, I think the real problem is the illegal immigration. And for illegal immigration, America, as Vinodji had pointed out, America has to go beyond its borders, or at least should not encourage those governments which make their own population destabilize them and push them out of earning eking their livelihood, and made them desperate to look elsewhere.
Arun ji, concentrate on, like Biljendra said very clearly, who is the responsible? Tell me, what do you do as a politician for us? That's I need it, please.
Okay, well, let me just go back, rewind a little bit. We spoke about, some of the items which were brought up earlier. My wife is a psychiatrist, and one of the patients she has to see as a priority are illegal immigrants, and they get priority in Los Angeles County. So I don't know if that's, and the legal guys are sitting and they cannot get an appointment with her, but illegals have priority. So I don't know. I think that is kind of fair. Number two, somebody brought the example of the Bhaisa brought the example of Singapore. Well, in Middle East also, I'm a shipbuilding engineer from Bombay, and so we had fitters, welders. Middle East, they wanted all these people, so they would have agencies recruit these people, get all their passport, visa, everything done, and perhaps bring them back after 2-3 year contract. So this has been followed in other countries. Yeah, so we got to have better dot the I's, cross the T's. We got to have better management, better in the different government departments. They need to interface with more with you. If you need people, Department of Commerce, is in touch with industry. They have a program called Select USA, where other countries invest in the US. So basically, they got to work in hand with Homeland Security.
question is that border. Some people, even my Democrat friends, they say, "Oh, Trump was doing a better job." I said, I'm confused, you people. Purpose is there. Does not matter Trump or maybe Joe Biden. What is every policy supposed to be? Like Bajinder did that example of the Singapore. Maybe you can give other example that something. Please, you are an educated person.
See, there's so many success models. The only thing is that the politicians and the governments, when they are not in a mood to do it, they don't do it. If you see, you go to Los Angeles now, there is a, like in India, there is a parallel colony of the homeless people over there. They're all healthy people. If you go see under any bridges, there are people with the tents over there. There are all good people. Business people don't have people to work. And those people are sitting, making the city overcrowded. The government is not taking care of them anyway to provide them housing and see how many people out of them are healthy. See, on the other hand, they can tight the border, then you will get the blames like Mr. Trump was getting. He was doing good. But now we say their hands are tied by the international law too. Whoever comes at the border, they have to give them shelter. They cannot send them back right away. Or they should hire many people, more force that they can expedite their cases and then send them back. Whoever is genuine, bring them in. But these people are even, so much is not being done from the government. Even
Thank you. I think we all know that we have an illegal immigration issue. When the small children, young children are coming across the border unaccompanied by their parents, that there has to be a big problem back home. Our government should work with these foreign governments to say, this has to stop. They can exert pressure on them to say, look, we will take some people from you, but you cannot make these people's lives miserable at home, so that they have to send young children across the border, across, like Baljit said, thousands of miles through dangerous territory. That is bad. So our government has to talk to these governments and say, this is not acceptable. The ones who slip through, we will have to accept them and do whatever we can on humanitarian basis. We need to be compassionate. America is a wealthy country and it can do quite a lot, but there's something that it needs to do to eliminate the problem.
Beautiful, thank you. Baroji, only 1 minute.
Garyji, if the person working here want to work in a farm, will he get $12 wage? Because all the illegal immigrants get a less wage. Food prices come down. That is very, very important factor. The politicians allow the illegal immigrants. They always give money for arms. So what will happen ultimately? The illegal people will come by any means in USA. So that is a big question. They have to cut their defense budget of every country in the world so that every country develops.
I want to give you a solution too. When we discuss the problem, and my solution will be that the American government should make these small videos or YouTube that they show into the countries like India, Punjab, or Middle Eastern countries, or wherever or Mexican countries. They should tell them what they are looking for. Every year they can project what kind of jobs will be available. So they should give that to people that we will be looking for this kind of skills in such and such year, next year. Okay, so people can get training in those skills and they can apply for income.
Beautiful, thank you. Joe Sandhu, only 1 minute, please.
Sarji, this illegal immigration never going to stop. They come in, they go out. Most of the Punjabi or Indian people come, sooner they walk into the country, they never go back.
Very
Their
good.
job, they get letters from gurdwaras.
Oh, they are aggressive. Oh, they are
Recommendation.
But
aggressive.
if
They are aggressive.
200 people went back last year
Yeah,
after spending 35 lakhs.
you are right. She's right.
200 people were deported.
right.
The whole ship, the whole plane was deported.
In a
There are
100,000,
200 people society.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They were probably unfortunate.
Forget Arunji, last one. Arunji,
Well, I guess just like we do is we go, who's the most patriotic? Who has the best thing for the community? I have one question to all of you. All of you guys are right. The reason we have illegal immigration or a lot of immigration, a lot of these political parties want more votes. And one of the political parties is headed by Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden. Now, if you were to look into the crystal ball, who is going to go first in your opinion? Nancy Pelosi or Joe Biden going to leave? Anybody raise your hands? Nancy Pelosi,
No.
who says she's going to leave first? Biden.
That is irrelevant. That is irrelevant.
no, Baljinder,
I
Baljinder.
think
No, can you
Nancy
restate the
Pelosi
question?
will go.
Repeat the question, please.
This is irrelevant.
Biden will go first.
I think Nancy probably will go.
How many for Biden? I
Baljeet,
think Biden is going to go first and Kamala
Okay.
Harris is going to take over. So
Okay,
that's
Baljeet.
what my thought process is. So guys, no matter who you believe, which party and all, they're all good people. They are all patriots, but sometimes they don't have a background and knowledge like us Indians have. I'm sorry, I'm very proud to be an Indian heritage, and like all of you, we think about on a macro level. Most of these guys think on a micro level. So please call your councilman, congressman, assemblyman, educate him on some of the wisdom and knowledge, which we heard today, this afternoon. Thank you so much. Have a great month, in case we don't talk.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.